Okay, we are back. I left it overnight in the end because he really needed to dry. But he's looking rather grim and menacing. So, before we consider shifting him from this and seeing how far the glue went down, let's get that wash. Now, we've been using Citadel shade, which is a wash essentially. Seraphim Sepia. I've also got Nuln oil, which is black. This is a bit, well, it is what it is, like a sepia tone. Casandora Yellow. Oh, Casandora Yellow, sorry. Athonian Camo shade. And Way Watcher's Green. So we'll continue with the sepia for now because we're going to darken up some of these glue splodges. We might bring in some of the others, give them a little test and see where we go from there. Unsure if I'm going to give his eyes a wash or not. I might do with the yellow actually, just to take them back a bit. I mean, they're already back a bit, but now what have we got? Shade. The Way Watcher's Green is a glaze, so it's meant to have a bit of a shine to it. We'll see. Let's... do we do the yellow on the eyes? Let's go over again with the Seraphim Sepia. Get anywhere that we've missed or we feel needs darkening up a touch. Definitely around these bits. Let's spin him round. We're going to go right over the eyes with that as well, see what happens to it. Definitely muckies them up a little bit. The sockets there, try and be as vigorous a covering as I can. Like I say, especially focusing on the glue that's still a bit pale. Back over his eyelids. Seek into all those crevices. Seek, seep. And this bit of a hairdo here. We don't mind it running either, that's just going to add to him. He's a runny devil after all. Go relatively even, you know, all the way around and work our way down. This is definitely a nice finishing touch for him. I guess what he was missing was a bit of highlighting the detail and a bit of ooze in here and there. I'm glad I thought of these. We've had them for so long. They need to be replenished at some point, and there's no point in them just going to waste just sitting there. And there's a perfectly good model here waiting for some action. I was going to varnish him at the end, give him a bit of longevity. I might still do that. Just that is going to make him shine all over unless I get a matte base gloss in. So at the moment I've got some yacht varnish of all things. It was only £1 from Poundland, and I have used it for several other projects. And it does have a rather nice finish to it, but a heavy sheen. All of his nooks and crannies. We will go until there is no more. pretty much there. He's looking good and grim, and that is looking respectably used up. Lovely. I'll keep that little tub so I don't forget what colour to get, what colour to replace. Stick that up there for now. Do I just let it do its thing, or do I try? I don't think he needs any green. I'm tempted by the yellow around the eyes, but I think we'll let it dry for now. Let him and all his festering oozingness dry, and then we'll look at him again, see if he's done, see if we're going to do anything else, and look at getting him off the base. That'll probably be a task in itself. That will probably be a blade job. These little parts aren't going to be an issue, but the big parts are. So we'll call that for now and let him dry. So bye from the both of us for now. Okay, we are back. He is fully dry. Now to decide what to do. Because originally I was going to varnish him all over to keep that super wet look. But now I don't know if it'd be worth just varnishing in all the slick bits around his eyes. We're gonna varnish him before we take him off the board. That's one thing we do know. And also I think we should do something with the eyes to make them fuse a little bit better with his overall appearance. So I was thinking of the yellow shade, trying that. I was also considering the Citadel, well, these are both Citadel, the Citadel Technical paint, Blood for the Blood God. Red them up a little bit. I was also considering, that's why I've got all the Sharpies out, adding some detail in like that. So I need to bring, well, I feel like I need to bring them down just a little bit. So there's you know, a bold black line around the orange. So I don't know what to do with that. Whether to, well, let's just crack on. Let's just go in there. I'm going to put a little orange. I'm going to add some definition to his eyes. Make him look a bit more little bit more real, not like, oh, he's got real eyes in there, but add in some different colours, see how it looks. Those two are essentially the same. If we put a little tone in there, so it's not all, you know, like our eyes, they aren't just straight up brown. There's various hues of brown in there, various shades of brown in there, or they're not just blue, there's various shades of blue in there. Just give that a little clean. how this looks. And we will re-black his pupils in. That does muck him up a bit, doesn't it? Not so flat looking like this. It does add a little something. Let's bring them down just a little bit. Let's just try accentuating that black. If we can. My zip is going to be making a weird clack sounds. It's got a different hoodie on today, and the zip's a big, thick metal one, and it keeps click-clacking on the tabletop. Eyes are still missing a little something. I don't think we need any more Sharpie work. Let's just get into my drawer if I can and pop those away for a second. We don't need those. Also, courtesy of a different hoodie and a different top, trying to work out where the mic can be, where it doesn't keep slipping down the top. Otherwise you won't hear me, it'll be muffled. Let's try bringing that up. If that can work. You might hear a little fiddle fuddle as I'm trying to get this in a good point. That should be better. We still need to do something to those eyes. Let's try the yellow wash. Let's just see. Slightly bigger than that one. Let's just see if the yellow wash is what's needed. And a suitable brush like you. So this is the Casandora Yellow. Let's just have a look. See how that... Oh, actually, yes. That might be all that's needed. Just in the eyes. It can run off a little bit if it wants. We really want it to just try and stay in the eye region. Lobbing around the bottom like this side. Yeah, like that. This might be the trick. Bit of yellow weep going on. So that's what the eyes more in line with him, so they don't just look like what they are, which is two bouncy ball eyes. So this is just a little short bit because I'm going to leave that dry, and then when we come back we'll look at what we're going to do varnish wise, whether we're going to varnish the whole thing or just varnish elements, because he's had a little bit of extra protection courtesy of that wash. So we might not varnish the whole thing. We will see when we come back. Let's just spread that around just a little bit more. Okay. So we're going to let him dry. This is just a brief little stint. So I think that's done the trick with the eyes. I'm still tempted by the blood for the blood god, but I think that's just going to be too different as to the colours that's going on with him. I think that's just going to detract from the whole piece straight away and make them a bit too, or just too bloody and glazy. I think if we keep to this palette of greens and yellows and browns, I think that'll be a bit more befitting. And then we'll, like I say, I don't know, I quite like how the tea bags have gone with just the washes. But then he is a big wet mess, so it would make sense at the same time for him to be totally varnished. We've got a little time to think. So I'm going to let him dry. I'll clean up my brushes and then we'll come back. It won't take too long. These paints dry pretty quick. So I'll say about half an hour, hour max. And then we'll look at, we're just going to varnish his slimy bits or varnish him whole. Because it's just, like I say, just from Poundland, some yacht varnish. It's cheap, effective. If you want a high gloss finish. If you don't, it's not the one for you. I'm not too sure. I quite like him how he is. I don't know if making him all wet again is going to detract from his crustiness, but then he is a big old slimy teabag monster, isn't he? So I'm thinking it would make sense for him to be varnished. We have bought ourselves some time to consider that. So for the moment, like I say, we'll just let him dry and we'll be back. Actually put those away as well. And we'll be back in, well, a second for you. About half an hour, hour for me. But that's okay because I have another creature that needs my attention, so I will be working on that one. I'm unsure of the order in which these are going up yet, as some of you will know from watching what you have so far. It's kind of a first come first serve. Whoever's finished first gets to go through the editing first and therefore gets to go up before the other. So yes, back in a moment.